Hi everyone. So wishing you all a very happy Friday tonight. Sorry I'm coming on so late. I got stuck late at work for a few hours, so I'm just kind of getting home, getting settled in, and I'm looking for something really easy, delicious to make, and I thought I would share one of my favorite keto recipes with you. So as you guys are jumping on live, go ahead and say hi and let me know where you're from. If you're watching this live, go ahead and leave me a number 1, and if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. And I have a lot of new friends, so if you're brand new to my page, welcome. Go ahead and leave me a hashtag new below so that way I can circle back around and say hi to you. So we talk about all kinds of fun things here, you guys. I'm into video games. We talk about, crystals, chakras, all kinds of fun things, magical things, and of course my health journey. So if you do the ketogenic lifestyle, or if you're just looking to live healthier, go ahead, comment below and comment healthy for me. And if you're keto, make sure you just comment below and let me know that you're keto. So I am doing a little bit of the ketogenic diet. I've been doing this lifestyle since October. I'm down 13 pounds and lost a ton of inches, and I just bought myself a pair of size 8 jeans, and I've never been that small in my entire life. So hey RJ, hi Jackie, thanks for joining. I'm so excited. So I want to share one of my very favorite keto recipes with you guys. It's very easy. I will be completely honest with you. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone. Hi Annette. I'm not a kitchen person. I don't like to cook, so I've got to keep it really simple. So I'm hoping that this goes well, but if we mess up, we will learn together. I've definitely made this recipe before, and it's absolutely delicious. So for those of you that are maybe brand new and you don't really know what keto is all about, the ketogenic lifestyle is you want to have high fat, moderate protein, and very little carbs. So one of the challenges of going keto is that you miss bread. So can anybody relate if you miss some bread? Go ahead and leave me some bread emojis below. So it's challenging. You kind of have to get used to letting go of bread. But there are some really fantastic recipes out there that you can do that are quick and easy to kind of get your bread fix. So the recipe I want to share with you guys tonight, and I wish I had printed this out in color, but they're absolutely delicious. It's a cheddar garlic biscuit. So I've got kind of all my ingredients laid out here, so hopefully we can get through this without a lot of mistakes and mishaps, because you guys, I don't do kitchen. Does anybody love to cook? If you love to cook, go ahead and let me know below. But yeah, so it's not my forte, but that's the great thing about doing this lifestyle, is that you can do it quite easily, even if you're a little bit impaired in the kitchen like me. So thanks for all the bread love, Annette. Hey Matt, thanks for joining. So okay, let's go ahead and get into it. There's not a lot of ingredients from this recipe. Let me see. I didn't even think to make note of where this came from. I actually got this recipe on Pinterest. I love Pinterest because they give you nice, quick, easy recipes, and it's got a nice picture and you can see what it's supposed to look like, and hopefully it comes out okay. I've definitely had some Pinterest fails, so if you can relate, go ahead and give me some hearts below. But it's really great, and it's so easy. There's lots of keto stuff on there. So this recipe comes from Casey Trenum, so I'll make sure I link this below so that way if you guys want to go and grab the recipe, you definitely can. Yeah, so yeah, you don't miss bread too much, RJ, but there is a lot of bread in different things. So yeah, totally. I mean, and it's not the same, you guys. I love to have a cheeseburger, especially with bacon on it, but then I miss the nice bun. And sometimes you go out to eat a lot lately and they have these nice brioche buns, and I'm just like, oh, I want the bun. No bun for me. So, but I do want to let you guys know I've got some really cool tips and tricks about how I stay in ketosis. So if you're interested in learning some tricks, definitely comment below trick, and I will come back around and send you a message and connect with you. So okay, let's get started. So not a lot of ingredients for this recipe. It just calls for some melted butter, some coconut flour, eggs, sour cream, salt, baking powder, garlic, Italian seasoning, and cheddar. So super easy. What's it like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 simple and easy ingredients. I literally just came back from Florida on Monday, and we really haven't done our grocery shopping yet. And I just checked in my fridge, and I had all of this stuff on hand. So it wasn't like it was really hard. So if you're used to stocking typical keto things, it's not hard to do. So first things first, you need to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So mine's already ready to go. So once we finish up here, I can pop it in the oven. And then once it's done baking, I'll pop on again for another quick live, and we'll do a live tasting together because we'll have to wait for it to bake. It takes about 15 minutes. So go ahead and get your oven preheating, and then the next step is to melt your butter. So you're supposed to melt your butter and then allow it to cool. And Leticia, you can definitely use this with almond flour instead. I would just convert it. I just prefer the texture of coconut flour personally, so you can definitely sub almond flour if that's something that you want to do. So yes, and it's very important if you're a diabetic, actually to go keto is super healthy for you. It really helps you to keep your glucose levels under control, because when you're do the ketogenic diet, you're in ketosis, right? So then you're using fat as a source of fuel instead of glucose, which is very beneficial to diabetics. Anyhow, so you're gonna go ahead and melt your butter, and then you wanna cool your butter because you want to make sure when you combine it with your eggs and things that you're not gonna cook anything. So I actually already melted my butter and it's in the fridge. So let me just grab it real quick. So here we go. So I've got my melted butter here in this bowl. So it says combine melted butter with your eggs, salt, sour cream, and whisk it together. So I've just got a little bowl here. And by the way, I'm using Kerrygold butter. So very good question, Leticia. So let me go ahead and just pour it in. Okay, so there's my butter. And by the way, it's 4.5 tablespoons of melted butter, melted and cooled. So there we go, in there. And I'll show you what if I still have my packaging, let me see if I can show you guys what the Kerrygold butter looks like. So yeah, the reason why you want to use a butter like this, and I'm sure there are different brands, but this is the most famous one out there, is this one here is grass-fed butter. So it's high quality, it's very good for you, and when you're on a ketogenic diet, you want to have high quality fats in your diet, so that way you can burn them and use them as a source of fuel, and that's how you have such great energy, clarity of mind, and that's how you lose weight. So 1 tablespoon of this butter has 12 grams of fat, which is good, and I know that's so hard to kind of like break the habit, and I counted calories for many years, so for me to like get used to understanding that fat is a good thing, it was actually really hard for me, so I understand. So okay, we've got our melted butter in there, so we're gonna add our eggs now. So we need 4 eggs. So I've got them right here. Sorry, let me just grab them. I have a very small working space here and not like a nice place to kind of set up tripods, so I'm just doing the best I can. So here we go. Just gonna crack my eggs in here. So there goes number 1. While we're waiting, you guys, I know this is probably like a really boring part for you, but feel free to tell me how your Friday was. I'm curious. My day was super long. I did like 3.5 hours of overtime today. I just thought my day was never gonna end. I am so ready for the weekend. Is everyone off this weekend? Anyone have any fun plans? Feel free to shout out below what you guys are gonna be up to. Okay, so I'm on my 3rd egg. We need 4 eggs. All right. So last egg is going in the bowl now. So we've got our melted butter and our 4 eggs. Next is we're gonna add sour cream. So I've just got a full fat sour cream right here. Oh, bummer. I'm sorry you gotta work, Leticia. That sucks. I've been working hard all week, so I'm really glad to have a day off. I really appreciate that, to just kind of have some time and reset. So I'm just gonna grab some full fat sour cream, and it says I need, how much? 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna just kind of use a rough tablespoon. I mean, you could actually measure it, but I'm gonna just wing it a little bit, you guys, just because that's how I do. How about you guys? Do you actually like measure everything like perfectly? I don't know. Sometimes I do. I'm an Aries, so I like everything to be perfect. So sometimes I really want to measure it and make it like absolutely right. But I've made this before, and I know it's a very forgiving recipe, so it's gonna be fine. Okay, I've got my 2. This is what I'm making here is a cheddar garlic biscuit. It's so easy and really delicious. So And then salt. So how much salt do we need? A 1/4 teaspoon. So I love to use, when you're on the keto diet, you want to just use cracked Himalayan salt. It's really good for you and it helps you keep your electrolytes online. So I'm just gonna kind of like rough it and kind of guesstimate. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that. Leticia admitted that she eyeballs. So 1/4 teaspoon, so it's about right. Just kind of eyeballing it, throw it in there. Okay. So once you've got your eggs, your salt, your sour cream, and your melted butter, it says to go ahead and whisk these ingredients together. So I'll have to this is like only my second cooking live, so I will have to figure out a way that maybe I can have the camera pointed down so that way you guys can see a little bit better. Really, you don't measure anything, Jackie? That's so funny. Like, I am such a perfectionist, but I have a Virgo moon, and Virgos, you know, tend to be very detailistic and like everything to be perfect. So maybe it's my Virgo side coming out, my earth sign, but my star sign is, or my sun sign is Aries. I'm very passionate and very fiery. And anyone that lives with an Aries, you know what I mean. I am sorry. We are just so full of life, and we live big, and we don't apologize for it usually. So all right, so I'm just combining this, you guys. I did notice that once I got the cold ingredients in there, my butter got a little bit clumpy. So I'm just spending an extra minute just to kind of re-break up those clumps. That's probably why you're supposed to fully cool the butter before putting it in here. But it wasn't terrible. I just got a few little lumps and they're all cleared out now. Okay. So we've got that combined. Next step is we're gonna add our coconut flour, our baking powder, and our cloves and seasoning. So let's start with the coconut. Actually, let me close up my sour cream and get it out of the way. So coconut flour. So I've got mine here in one of these like freshness seals. So we need, how much? 1/3 cup. So not a lot of coconut flour, which is really nice. Also, by the way, these are really great to make in advance and freeze. And then you have always will have a dozen in stock. So that way, you know, these are great to make with breakfast sandwiches. They're great to just cut in half and slather some butter on. You could put, well, I've never tried cream cheese on them, but I bet it would be tasty. So that's so awesome, Jackie. You are really blessed that you can be such a whiz in the kitchen. I am not. I really struggle. So, all right, 1/3 cup of coconut flour. So I'm gonna try and pack this. Anyone that, I do know a little teeny bit that you're not really supposed to pack this on. So I'm not gonna level it or anything. Go ahead and dump that in. So next is we need baking powder. Set this down. So for baking powder, we need, where is it on here? Baking powder, oh, 1/4 teaspoon, okay. So here's my 1/4, and I've just got a normal baking powder right here. So just scoop it in and level it off. Okay, dumping it in. Next is gonna be the garlic cloves. And I assume that you could leave the garlic out, and I actually am not a huge fan of garlic. Matt can tell you that. I'm not a garlic person, but they're delicious when combined with the butter and the sour cream and the cheddar. It's magical. So I would encourage you not to take the garlic out because it's amazing. Yeah, Matt loves it. So I am not that fancy, so I'm just gonna use the one that's already minced, but of course you could have your own fresh garlic. That would be amazing. And it says I should use 2 cloves. So the conversion for this is 1 teaspoon is gonna be a clove of garlic. I think, right? What does it say here? 1/2 teaspoon is 1 clove, I'm sorry. So if I use a teaspoon, that's gonna give me the 2 cloves. All right, so here we go. Here's my teaspoon. I know, Diana, we would have so much fun hanging out and making some keto biscuits together. So here we go. Got my garlic. Yes, Jackie, I would so love that. Anybody that has a favorite keto recipe, definitely send me a message and hook a girl up, because I love to learn new things and I like to keep it simple. And I like getting recipes from people that have already tried them and played with them and know that they taste absolutely delicious and amazing. I'm from New York, so where's everyone else from? Thanks for all the comments, by the way. I so appreciate the love and support. So we've got our cloves. Last thing I need is my Italian seasoning. So for the Italian seasoning, we need just 1 tablespoon. So I've just got like a generic one here, nothing too fancy. How much was it? 1 tablespoon. All right. So we're almost done pretty much. Once we combine all this, I think we're just gonna stir in our cheese, and then we will be ready to bake. Florida, love it. Ooh, White Plains. Actually, Leticia, you're not that far from me. I'm like an hour-ish away from you, girl. So if you want to connect and go do lunch sometime, send me a message. I would love to do that. Not to be like weird. Hopefully that's like not too forward. So here we go. I got my tablespoon. Maine, awesome. You got like all the fresh lobster up there, right? Do you guys do a lot of lobster like in the summer? That must be amazing. So in goes my Italian seasoning. And then it says to stir now at this point. So before I put my cheese in, I'm gonna go ahead and stir. So let me show you, if I can, what we got here. So just everything in here. Gonna give it a quick stir. So now it's really got that biscuit consistency. It's really starting to look like it. And I just love that you can see all the herbs in there. I can imagine, I just don't have time to grow or just have fresh herbs on hand, you guys. But those of you that are a whiz in a kitchen, I just can't imagine how amazing this recipe would be with fresh herbs in it. I love to eat all the things, you guys. I just don't like to cook, so. But I love keto because once you get used to it, you find that you can still have a lot of indulgent, decadent things and lose weight, and they're easy to make, so it's not too hard. Right? Lots of seafood in Maine. Okay, so are you not on the coast, Diana? And I'm glad that I didn't scare you off, Leticia. I was just like, I'm like super outgoing and just friendly, so I hope I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. I'm glad that you might want to hang out. That would be so cool. Okay. So now that we've got everything stirred up, the last step is to stir in the cheese, and then we're gonna drop some spoonfuls of this into our greased muffin tin. Thanks so much for the love, Anthony. So I'm a huge gamer geek. I've got a lot of you on my, if you have a Switch, I got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, so make sure you comment below and leave me your gamer tag, and I'll add you on my friends list. So yeah, I love Zelda. I love all of the games. I'm playing Mario Odyssey. I've got Mario Kart, so we can geek out and talk games. I was thinking we would go live maybe. Here's my cheese, by the way, my shredded cheese. I think it's how much? 1.5 cups. So I'm just gonna add that to my batter right now. Glad you guys like the Zelda. It's like the best game ever. What's everyone's favorite Zelda game? Mine is actually, I mean, I've got lots of favorites, but one of my favorite Zelda games to play was the Minish Cap. It was actually on Game Boy. I know I'm going old school right now on you guys. Has anybody played the Minish Cap? It's like one of my favorite games. I just really loved the story in that one and all of the different things, but so many of them were amazing. Of course, you have your original. I think I'm gonna actually stir this with a spoon because the batter is getting so thick now that it actually is getting stuck in my whisk. So where's my spoon? Okay. So I'm basically just stirring the cheddar in right now. But anyhow, we were talking Zelda. I mean, I love all of the Zeldas. I loved Twilight Princess. Of course, I loved one of the first Zeldas I ever played was A Link to the Past. So that's always going to be like really close to my heart. It was my first one. I'm glad RJ is watching me cook while playing Switch. I love it. That's like my favorite thing ever. So this is what the batter looks like, you guys. It truly looks like biscuit batter. And it's nice and thick, and it comes out amazing. So I'll make sure I'll come back once this is done baking. We'll do a live tasting, and we're gonna bake for about 15 minutes. But I'll hang out here with just a few more minutes with you guys while I drop it into the muffin tin. So Anthony says he loves Twilight Princess. Oh, you played Minish Cap, yes. Sending you a high five. That is like one of the best games. Twilight Princess was so, so good too. I just remember how revolutionary the graphics were in that game when they came out. Okay. So I don't know if I'll have enough for 12. Technically, it says it's supposed to fit in 12 muffin tins, but last time I did, I must have filled the cups too much because I definitely didn't get 12. So we will see how many we get. Let me just clear off this space a little bit here, you guys. Okay. So I think I'm gonna need actually like 2 spoons. Let me get one more. I'm gonna use one of these little things to kind of like get it off my spoon. And you're right, Jackie, it's much easier to fold in the cheese versus, I don't know what I was thinking, using my whisk. So I've got like, you know, a nice spoonful here. I'm gonna put like just that much in each of them, see how much I get, and then if I have enough to top off, I'll go back through and I'll top off the rest of the cups. So here we go. One more. So I actually think that's gonna be, I don't know how I got so little last time. I don't know, you guys. Must have really, really filled up these cups. I think I'll have enough to fill all of these, and then I'll go back through and add a little bit more. My Chihuahua is totally begging right now. I wish you guys could see him. He's like, I smell food. I want all of the things. Who has a pet below? Go ahead and let me know what kind of pet you have and what their name is. Mine's name is Bean, and I know I share pictures of him all the time. And I did spray the tray actually before I got started. Thank you so much for the friendly reminder, because there is nothing worse than making something so yummy and delicious and then you can't get it out of the frickin' pan. How many people has that happened to? Definitely me. I totally had a mishap before I went live. Just now I was like so nervous, and I was melting the butter, and I walked away. I thought I had enough time to walk away for 10 seconds. No, I didn't. I literally blew up my first batch of butter, you guys. When I tell you I'm a hot mess in the kitchen, it really is true. So, Moxie the black lab, how cute. I think we've already exchanged photos of our pets, Diana, but if you haven't, you should totally send me one. I love to see everybody else's fur babies. And when I meet new friends, I usually, especially friends I meet in I'm in quite a few Chihuahua groups. So one of the first things I usually ask a new friend is, show me pictures of your fur baby. So I put about just a heaping teaspoon of batter in all of my cups here. So, and I have just a little bit left over, so I can go back through. So you get quite a lot of batter out of this. So I just want to show you so you guys get an idea. And one of my favorite things about this recipe here is that I've made different keto breads before. And if you guys can relate, definitely leave me some rainbows or hearts below, whatever you want to do. But some of the keto breads, they're not that great, right? I hate to say it. It really depends on the recipe. So this is one that like really truly is pretty super freaking delicious, I think. It doesn't have a weird texture, and it gets brown, it crisps up a little bit, and it really does taste like bread. I made a different one. And it tasted good when it first came hot out of the oven, but when I tried to eat some the next day, I did not like it. It did not taste good. So, what are your favorite keto bread recipes if you guys are watching? Has anybody ever made the cloud bread before? I know that's another famous keto one. So, Jackie says 2 cats, grandma and granddaughter, and 2 dogs. Oh my gosh, I love it. Nice, full, happy family. That's the way it should be. Okay, so here we go, you guys. So it got nice full helpings. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven for 15 minutes. Oh, Chico, that's right. I think have we exchanged photos, Leticia? I think we have. But yes, I have a blue and fawn Chihuahua, and I know I've exchanged photos with a lot of you, and some of you have like the same color pattern as mine. They're just such great dogs. I know Chihuahuas get a bad rap, but they are just so full of life and happy and such lovers. So yes, I will definitely PM you the recipe, and I will make sure I share the, I will make sure I pin the link for the recipe to this one here, so that way you guys can just click on it and check it out. I'm gonna pop these in the oven, and I'll be back in 15 minutes and we can do a live tasting together. So thank you all so much for joining my live tonight. I will see you guys again, hopefully in just a few minutes here. And I'm just sending you guys just a big hug. I appreciate so much your love and support. If you're brand new and you haven't sent me a friend request yet, please send me a friend request. And if you got value and enjoyment out of chatting with me tonight, make sure you share my video. I so appreciate your love and support. So awesome. I will make sure I get those recipes out to you guys. I will be back in just a little bit and we will try this together. Thanks for joining.